We here at TheCaliEffect take absolute pride at nothing less than perfection. I don't even want to tell you how many times we do a reshoot because it's something really minuscule that I probably could mention in the comment section or, try to make up for it in editing, but we like perfection so much that it takes quite a bit. And with live duels, it's a little bit different. Some mistakes are meant to be made, mainly because it's part of the game. No game is perfect every single game. And while I do appreciate you guys' critique down below in the comment section, I would appreciate it more if you guys gave us critique on whether it's audio, visual, lighting, and everything in between. What can we do to make this channel better? We strive to be the best channel when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh content. We want you guys to click on YouTube to watch Yu-Gi-Oh content, but to watch the best Yu-Gi-Oh content from TheCaliEffect. And with that being said, I would like to give a shout out to all of my Patreons. This video and these videos would not be possible without you guys. Now, some people might be a little bit confused on how Patreon works, and how it exactly works is people support this channel through monetary value or through giving monetary gain, and in return, they get a certain amount of rewards. Now, you don't necessarily have to support the channel to check out the awesome content on Patreon, and I think that that's where we get a little confused. There will be some content that's restricted to Patreons only, or that is early access to Patreons as a part of the reward, but I really want you guys, when I say check out my Patreon, there's some cool things on Patreon that I'm going to start putting up that you guys might see, like deck profiles that might not make it to the channel. So with that being said, let's get into the game and let's talk about these stats. Yes, I know I have stats for almost everything. This Pendulum Magcian versus True Draco matchup is going to be a test of tier 1 decks, or at least X tier 1 decks at the very worst. I think True Draco takes it in the attack category, being able to make monsters that are just almost indestructible, but their attack average is higher than the Pendulum Magcian attack average. I think that the Pendulum Magcian can summon monsters that will be stronger than True Draco, but the max attack of True Draco overall is just better. So that's why it's not really like a lot in True Draco's favor. The defensive stats, that's going to go definitely to Pendulum Magcian. Just being able to have better defenders in this matchup, that actually could come up in the game. Consistency, I'm just going to give it just a little bit towards True Draco. I don't think that True Draco has like an overbearing consistency over Pendulum Magcian, because this build can make some crazy boards pretty consistently, and recovery is just going to have to back to Pendulum Magcian. Seeing that it is a pendulum mechanic deck, their recovery is always just there. All you have to do is just make pin scales. And then lastly, for the power, I think it's in favor of True Draco. Again, it's going to be pretty exciting to see this match. Battle of two, at very least, former tier 1 decks inside of the new format. So let's get into this video. Good evening, YouTube. You guys are watching another segment of TheCaliEffect, King of Games. And today, we're going to be watching that epic match, True Draco versus Pendulum Magcian. It's going to be a very exciting match, as Z-Man has already started off with Foolish Burial to Supreme King Dark Worm to add Supreme King Gate 0 from his deck to his hand, and then activating Chronograph Sorcerer into his Pendulum Scale to spell summon Time Gazer Magician to his side of the field. Already starting off really excellent for Pendulum Magcian, and then Mythical King Master Cerebus and his Pendulum Scale to summon, or to add, Jackal King, and then Jackal King to summon Master Cerebus back to his side of the field. Z-Man is going off right now with the ability to make Electromite into his extra monster zone, as well as have a free monster on the side of the field in Supreme King Darkworm. With Electromite, he's going to add Magician, and I'll be able to explain that card a little bit later. I actually had to decided to try to move the camera around, get a better angle, but this angle is actually pretty fine if you ask me. Z-Man's getting ready for a huge Pendulum summon. He's going to destroy it to act Shankai again, just for a bit of a replay because the camera did turn off. And then he's going to activate his Pendulum Scales with Black Fang and Purple Poison, and then Pendulum Summon Shankai Magician, Supreme King Gate 0, Jackal King, and Chronograph Sorcerer to his side of the field. Pendulum summoning 4 monsters, using his 2 level 6 monsters to make Naruto the Moral Leader, and then 2 level 7 monsters to make, that's right, Absolute Dragon. And now the Absolute Dragon and Electromite are going to make Zephyr Metaltron. And then that's going to be a pretty big board. For the people that are wondering what Shankai Magician is doing in there, not only does it negate light monsters, but it allows you to make the Vortex combo still with Astrograph Sorcerer down. Oh my god, I'm going to go ahead and start off with the Rock. Do you smell with the Rock? is cooking. Activate the Monarch Stormforth and then Card of Demise to draw 3 additional cards, and then follow up with Tenacity on the Ignis. This is what Yu-Gi-Oh! Is all about. Being able to break your opponent's board by summoning 1 monster. And don't get me wrong, that is an extraordinarily nice board. I can't think of another board better than what he is, or than what he did right now. 2 negates on the field, except for Metaltron and Pendulum Scales. It looked like he would have had this game in his favor, but True Draco just makes the deck work, or just breaks boards a little easier than any other deck in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Card game. So I'm going to go ahead and activate Terraforming for the Dragonic Diagram. And then Dragonic Diagram is possibly going to destroy a card right now. I'm going to set a card face down, activate Diagram's effect to destroy Apocalypse, to search a card from my deck to my hand. Now, I don't necessarily remember my hand right now, but a Dynamite would be necessary. Now, Apocalypse's effect is going to activate, and that's going to go ahead and destroy Odd-Eye's Vortex Dragon. So now we're in a pretty good landscape right now, being able to destroy my opponent's monsters on his side of the field, as well as the ability to still summon monsters to my side of the field. I'm going to go ahead and activate True Draco Heritage, and then Heritage is going to allow me to draw 1 card since I did destroy a True Draco Trap card on my side of the field. I wanted to try to destroy a spell card, get a little bit of greedy, and draw 2 cards, but I don't think I had the power to do so just yet. I'm going to use the True Draco Heritage for an additional tribute summon, and that's going to be Dynamite the True Draco Fighter, a card that just recently got off the list. Every time my opponent were to activate a card effect, I can set a True Draco Trap card or activate a True Draco Trap card from my deck, or add it to my hand. Now, I did use Monarch Stormforth previously, so I got to tribute my opponent's monster and keep the True Draco Heritage, and now Terraforming for my second copy of Dragonic Diagram. I'm going to activate the Diagram on top of the Diagram, and then use the Diagram's effect to possibly destroy another card to search another card. This deck is just getting insane. I've basically already broke my opponent's board. Can I go for gold and start destroying his back row while Amano Owato is on the field, preventing the activation of these card effects? So I'm going to activate True Draco Heritage, and I think I have enough targets for Heritage right now. No, I don't. I'm just going to go ahead and tribute summon for Ignis using Heritage's effect, and now I'm going to go ahead and destroy a spell card on my opponent's side of the field, and now I have enough targets for True Draco Phoenix, and to shuffle 3 cards back into my deck to draw an additional card. This is getting really nasty. True Draco just literally annihilated the Pendulum Magcian board and did it with quite ease, not only establishing its own with 2 monsters that are 2700 attack and 2800 attack respectively. They can't be destroyed by battle once, so now they're going to be able to attack over his board, officially breaking it and setting cards face down, resolving Demise first and then Amano Owato second, which means Amano Owato can return to my hand safely without losing it to Card of Demise. Now it's back to Z-Man with Pendulum Magcian. Can Pendulum Magcian surmount a comeback? Is this too much of a board to be broken against Pendulum Magcian? I'm telling you guys, when I said True Draco is still a tier 1 deck, it's quite obvious that the deck is still tier 1. Amano Owato still exists. The True Draco spells and traps still exist in a pretty good capacity. So the deck is going to be pretty strong. And I think if we did have 2 True Kings return back in our deck, we would have just been a godly. So back to his turn. He's going to set 1 monster and pass. I'm going to follow up with Amano Owato again, just to make sure that his face down monster isn't something that I can't necessarily stop. Dragonic Diagram is going to destroy another Apocalypse. Apocalypse effect is going to activate to destroy his monster, what happens to be a purple poison magician. And then I'm going to go ahead and tribute summon for the Magispector. That's going to be game. The True Draco Scrape, just too strong. Once breaking a board like that, it's really hard to recover, especially once you lose your pin skills in the process, and True Draco just does have that edge, being able to break boards faster than the opponent can make boards, and then more importantly, preventing them from activating their boards and using their card effects effectively. This time around, Z is going to follow with a Chronograph Sorcerer and a Mythical Beast King Cerebus, or a Mythical Beast Master Cerebus, and then follow up with Jackal King to spell summon Cerebus. And don't get me wrong, this Pendulum Magcian deck is no slouch. It just made it a really awesome board, and it does it pretty consistently. If you guys want to see a deck profile for the Mythical Beast, or I'm sorry, for the Pendulum Magcian deck profile, go ahead and comment down below, but more importantly, destroy that like button. Let's see if we can get to 150 likes that lets us know that, hey, TheCaliEffect, you're making some good content. Keep up with these live duels and I enjoy them. But even more importantly, I really want to see that Pendulum Magcian deck profile because it still does look saucy, even though True Draco did give it the business game 1. So Z-Man's going to follow up with another Electromite without committing to his normal summon. I'm telling you guys, this deck is good. It's extremely good. I just don't think True Draco is its best matchup. So he's going to follow up with the Electromite and then use Electromite to put a monster from his deck to his extra deck. And that's probably going to be, I'm not 100% sure if he's going to act as Shenkai or Shenkai. I cannot say that card's name right. Z-Man told me how to say it. He was like, it's a Chinese enunciation, and I'm not Chinese, so it's kind of hard to say it. He's actually going to add Rescue Hamster from his deck to his extra deck, and now you guys can see a little Hamtaro action, because now I think he's going to follow up with the destruction of a card to add Hamtaro from his deck to his extra deck. He's going to destroy Cerebus, and then that should trigger his mandatory draw as well as his search to add the Jackal King from his deck to his hand. I think he didn't add the Jackal King from his deck to his hand. This might have been, that would have literally changed the landscape of the game if he would have added the Jackal King. He didn't. Wow. I just actually noticed that. But he's going to follow up with Wisdom Magcian, and Rescue Hamster does a really terrific job at what it does. What it does is you contribute this face-up card, spell summon 2 monsters from your extra deck to your side of the field. Or target a pendulum monster in your extra deck, special summon 2 monsters with the same name from your deck to your side of the field. So basically it's a rescue cap for pendulum monsters, and I apologize for the beeping in the background. It was actually a huge truck parking in my parking lot. So yeah, that is a thing. So he's gonna summon 2 monsters to his side of the field, Wisdom Magcian, and he could use those resources to commit to a second Electromite and make it a dangerous board, but I have a feeling that he's gonna make this deck's worst enemy and then proceed to start making a entirely, incredibly, very painful board. So he's gonna activate Black Fang Magician in his extra deck, or I'm sorry, in his pin scale. And then I have a strong belief that he's gonna start pendulum summoning some really nasty cards. Is he not? Is he gonna pendulum summon for 3? Is he not? Did he already have 2 copies of Jackal King in his hand? No, that's impossible because he only has 1 card in his hand. I'm extremely confused if he would have summoned the Jackal King. I think he would have been in better hands. So he's going to summon the Jackal King, the Chronograph from his deck. I'm still a little bit lost. Maybe, how did he? No, oh, never mind. He should be good. He should be good. Maybe I'm just a little tripping. Maybe I'm not doing my math right. But maybe he already had the Jackal King. He's going to use that to make him a Naruto, the Moral Leader. And then the Shenkai Magician plus the Electromite. No, he's not going to use that. But now he's going to have Dweller, Naruto the Moral Leader, Shenkai Magician, and Electromite on his side of the field. I apologize again for saying it incorrectly. And Abyss Dweller is an awesome card against True Draco because during my turn, he can activate its effects. And now I can't necessarily break his board as easy as I would like to. No, he's going to use the Shenkai and the Electromite for the Decode Talker, but I can't break his board as easy as I would like to because Abyss Dweller prevents my graveyard effects from activating, so that's going to be a pretty hard way to get around his effects. I'm going to go ahead and activate True Draco Phoenix to my side of the field, seeing if he's going to negate with Naruto the Moral Leader. Does he negate? I don't think he's going to follow up on negate, so I'm going to activate Pot of Duality. Does he negate the Pot of Duality with Naruto the Moral Leader? Is it a good idea to negate Pot of Duality? In my opinion, it's really hard to judge what you want to negate with only 1 negate against True Draco, because if you don't negate the duality, then I might excavate something into what I need. But if you do negate the duality and I have a card like Card of Demise, Terraforming, or something like that, then you're in a pretty crappy situation. I think this is the best time to read your opponent when your opponent's playing True Draco, because if they have the faces of, oh, I drew a crappy hand, then you might be able to have a better sense of what to negate. I'm going to set 3 cards face down and follow up with Card of Demise, the card that he probably had a better chance at negating if he would have let the duality go through. But then again, hindsight's already 20/20. What are the odds of me drawing Demise? Actually not that low, but still, the odds of me getting Demise through duality plus my starting 5 hand is extremely high as well. So I'm going to go ahead and add Ignis to my hand and then activate Tenacity of the Monarch yet again. Only 1 copy of Tenacity of Monarchs in this deck, and if you guys want to see the deck profile of True Draco, then click on that annotation, guys. It's going to take you straight to the deck profile, and this deck is nothing less of awesome. I haven't changed a single card in this deck because it is that good. So I'm going to use the Demonic Stormforth to tribute one of his monsters. That's going to be Naruto to summon Ignis to my side of the field, and I still have a long way of breaking this board. I'm also going to normal summon Amano Owato. I probably got that from the card of Demise. Actually, I'm pretty sure I got that from the card of Demise because I'm 100% sure I would have summoned it first. So the Amano Owato is going to attack over the Dweller, and then Ignis is going to attack over the Deco Talker, not inflicting any damage because Demise was activated that turn. But now I'm going to have to discard my other copy of Amano Owato, so that wasn't a great... That was a pretty bad card of Demise, but still it was enough to break the board, leaving Z-Man with Pendulum Scales. That could be problematic. Z-Man's now going to follow up with a Pendulum Summon of Shanke Magician to his side of the field. And I'm wondering why, is he going to go straight into Electromite? No, he's going to use it to attack into my Ignis, and I'm going to go ahead and activate Monarch's Erupt. Now, the reason why I activated Monarch's Erupt on his attack when he declared an attack, because there's multiple reasons. First of all, Monarch's Erupt can only be activated when I control the Tribute Summon monster. Secondly, if he decides to go into his main phase 2, he can now no longer make Electromite because it will be negated through Monarch's Erupt. Another great thing about Monarch's Erupt is that it destroys during the next end phase of a level 5 monster, leaving the field. So I'm actually allowed to keep Monarch's Erupt all the way until my next turn. As long as I keep a Tribute, and as long as I keep a Tribute Summon monster on my board, I should be okay. So I'm going to go ahead and Tribute Summon for my Draco caster, and now I'm really hoping to draw a card through Heritage. Hopefully it'll be able to get over the Shanke Magician because that card's pretty strong. 2500 attack. I don't have Dragonic Diagram. I can't break his board right now. He's doing a really good job. At least I was able to destroy one of his back row cards when Amano Owato on the field, preventing his monster effect from activating. Now, keep in mind, I cannot stop his Pendulum Scales effects, but when Amano Owato is on the field, his monster effects does activate. So he's going to attack with Shanke Magician. I'm going to go ahead and activate True Draco Apocalypse to destroy the Heritage, and he's going to activate his Purple Poison Magician to give his monster attack. Or is he? Is he going to activate his Purple Poison Magician to give this monster attack? Does he really care about this battle? I think he has to. So he is going to use Purple Poison Magician's effect to give his monster 1250 attack. That's going to be barely enough to scrape over the magical, or the, my apologies, the True Draco caster. But even more importantly, since he did trigger it, now I activated this before damage step, I can still activate the effects of my Draco caster to add Dynamite from my deck to my hand. So his monster effects are negated. Electromite really isn't much of a question. He can't really make Electromite right now unless he gets rid of that Eruption. But I don't think Z-Man understands or really has a lot of experience against True Draco. So the Purple Poison is going to destroy the Eruption. And it might have been a better idea to destroy, destroy the Apocalypse, because now he's going to go into his main phase 2 thinking that he's safe. But that might not be the case. As you guys can see, I already added Dynamite from my deck to my hand. I had the Apocalypse on my side of the field, so I can still Tribute Summon. But even more importantly, the trap cards allow me to Tribute Summon on his turn, so I'm allowed at least one more interruption on my opponent, who happens to be Z-Man, an unsuspecting player that doesn't necessarily remember, or probably just completely forgot that Apocalypse does allow me to do stuff like that. So Z is going into his deck, trying to figure out what he's going to do. I think he has Hamtaro that he's going to make, and Hamtaro is going to put me in a slight position, because he could have made, no, I'm not sure what he could have made. He's going to summon Hamtaro to his side of the field, and then uses the fact to Tribute itself to special summon yet another monster from his from his deck to his side of the field. But what is Hamtaro going to summon? Possibly, well, it can't be Purple Poison, he's already used to. I'm thinking Black Fang Magician to his side of the field, or unless he didn't use to, Purple Poison Magician at twice would have actually, I don't know if Purple Poison wouldn't have been a bad idea. Purple Poison, because once it's destroyed, he gets to destroy a monster on my side of the field, or a card on my side of the field, and he possibly could have went for the True Draco Dynamite to my side of the field. So he's going to use both those monsters, the Shanke and the Black Fang Magician, to make Electromite. And now this is where I'm going to activate Apocalypse's Chain Link 2 to the activation of Electromite. So I'm going to Tribute the Apocalypse to summon Dynamite, and now he's going to be able to summon or put a card to his extra deck. But now Apocalypse is going to trigger after he puts the card into his extra deck to destroy a monster on the field. And you guys should bet right, yes, it's going to be Electromite that is going to get destroyed, because if I don't stop Electromite, he's going to be able to recover really well, being able to activate Pen Scales. Again, I think that this Pendulum Magician deck is really good. True Draco just always has had Pendulum Magician's number when it comes to decks like True Draco Stun with a Mono Lowato. I think that this deck is excellent at making boards. I think that it does a lot of great things. And again, if you guys want to see that Pendulum Magcian deck profile, because I still think it's a very viable deck, then go ahead and destroy that like button and let me know in the comment section you want to see it. Also, we are also working on a Mermail deck profile, and we really are a little bit sketch on what we're going to figure out what Mermail should go against. If you guys have any suggestions, go ahead and post that down below in the comment section as well. We have that Vendred game as well as the Vendred deck profile already panned out. We're working on World Chalice. We have quite a few deck profiles for you guys, and I'm excited to present them. I'm excited to roll them out to you guys for deck profile madness. It's gonna be extremely fun to show you guys these things. I really wanted to get this comment section popping, so when you guys start commenting anything. Tell me about what games you guys would like to see next, what deck profiles you guys would like to see next. Obviously, we got to get all the hype decks out of the way. Pendulum Magcian, True Draco. There's a couple other decks I feel we have to get out of the way because of hype decks like Mermail. And then from there, we're just going to continue on with our deck profiles and roll out our live games. Really awesome to do so. Z-Man still pandering on what he's going to do. Is he going to resolve his Black Fang Magician and gain the effect or allow me to gain Dynamite? Or is he going to lose his Black Fang Magician and basically virtually not have a hand? So it's a pretty interesting predicament that he's in. And personally, I'm not 100% sure what I would do myself if I don't have any cards in my hand. Actually, he has a card on my hand. I think it's all reliant on what he has in his hand. He's going to destroy his Black Fang Magician because of Rescue Hamster, Hamtaro, and then he's going to trigger the effect to special summon a monster to its side of the field. This time, it's going to be Jackal King, if I'm correct. And now Dynamite is going to chain its effect to the activation of the monster, and that's going to give me True King's Return. So it's not really looking nice for Z-Man, mainly because now I have a way to special summon monsters from my graveyard to my side of the field, as well as bring some field presence and another way to destroy his monsters. So when you look at it, I guess it really wasn't a great idea because he just gave me another avenue to destroy his monster. I'm going to switch the Ignis to attack and then use True King's Return again to special summon the Draco Caster. I'm going to use both of them for a link for an XE summon. Nah, I'm just playing. You guys thought I don't run an extra deck. That would have been cool though. Now I'm going to summon Rock Boy back to my side of the field and activate Pot of Desires, banishing 10 cards from my deck to draw 2. I swear, this card is so freaking free, especially for this deck. And he's like, oh man, just banish. I'm like, man, I'll put my banish wherever I want to. But yeah, I'll move my banish. I'm going to activate Terraforming for the Dragonic Diagram. And the diagram is going to start popping off, destroying my cards, 2 search cards, but more importantly, helping me create a game-like situation. So Dragonic Diagram is going to destroy the return because it's no longer of use. And it's probably going to add, no, it's going to add the Draco Caster to my side of the field, destroying his monster. Next, I'm going to activate Phoenix, and Phoenix is going to shuffle the 2 traps in the, no, it's going to shuffle the 2 traps in the Phoenix back into my deck to draw a card. Keep the Apocalypse, actually just 1 trap, my apologies. And that's going to give me a draw card. And now, I think I can just tribute the Draco Cast. There you go, tribute the monster. No, don't tribute the spell, TheCaliEffect. Why are you doing that? Right? No. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter. He doesn't even really have a board. Even the match isn't going to save him. Nothing's really going to save him. Thank you guys so much for watching another segment of TheCaliEffect. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, go ahead and check out my Patreon. Feel free to support me through there, or just watch a couple of ads. That also works too. Please like, comment, subscribe, but most of all, enjoy. I hope you guys are having a great day like I am. Click on one of those videos if you guys want to see something else. Really awesome, guys. Catch you next time.